March 14th, 3:18 a.m. I'm awake again. I'm lying still, listening to the clock tick, tick, tick. But my heart feels heavy as a stone. This morning, my granddaughter came into the kitchen and asked so gently, "Grandma, can I help you make breakfast?" I don't know why, but the voice that came out of me was sharp, like a bark. I haven't thought about it. Don't ask. She just froze. Her eyes went wide, frightened. Then she ran back upstairs. I just stood there, watching that little shape disappear behind the door, and I whispered, What did I just do?" The woman I used to be, the one who was always gentle, always ready with a hug, she would never do that. Later that afternoon, I opened the refrigerator to get something and just stood there, blank. I couldn't remember what I came into the kitchen for. Tonight, my knees ached so much I had to grip the railing. I sighed and wrote in this journal, "I'm just old, Margaret. I'm just getting old." But then a small part of me whispered back, or is my body trying to tell me something? Today, I want to bring you into that diary because maybe it's your story too. And together, we're going to uncover 5 things I believed were just old age, but the truth was something else entirely. March 15th. This morning, I was folding the blanket on the bed, and I saw my hands tremble, just slightly. These hands that knit sweaters for my children, that cooked all their favorite meals, now they shake in a way that feels foreign. I decided to see my doctor. When she asked, "Margaret, how are you really feeling?" I could only say one small thing. I just don't feel like myself anymore. The doctor didn't rush. She just looked at me for a long moment and then asked 2 questions. How many hours are you sleeping each night? And what time are you waking up? I couldn't answer. Not because I didn't want to, but because I truly couldn't remember. I just knew I was up at 2, 3, or 4 a.m., like my body just couldn't hold on to sleep anymore. The doctor turned her computer screen towards me and said something that stopped my heart. "Margaret, what if you're not just getting older? What if you're just exhausted from lack of sleep?" Then she showed me a statistic from the CDC. 1 in 3 American adults doesn't get enough sleep, and women over 60, we are one of the most affected groups. In that moment, I looked at that chart, and it felt like I was looking in a mirror. All those long, wakeful nights, the bone-tired mornings, the times I snapped at my granddaughter, the little memory lapses that made me fear for my own mind. It wasn't age. It wasn't that I was over the hill. It wasn't that I was becoming someone else. It was sleep, something I had lost a long time ago, and I didn't even know it was gone. That night, I opened my journal and wrote this one sentence, very slowly. If I'm not just getting old, then can I get back to being me? March 16th. I thought a lot about what the doctor said. Not aging, just exhausted.
That night, I sat in the quiet kitchen and asked myself, if my body isn't failing me, then what? Is it trying to say? I started to notice the little things. Mornings, my eyes felt like lead. Afternoons, so irritable. Evenings, my memory was a fog. Bedtime, my body just felt shut down. I wrote in my journal, "This isn't me. Who is this person borrowing my body?" My doctor sent me an article. The brain needs sleep to clean house and sort memories. Without sleep, the things you need to remember get lost, and the things you should forget get stuck. I finally understood why I'd walk into the kitchen and forget why I was there. Another study said sleep-deprived older women are twice as likely to have strong emotional reactions. It's not that we're becoming cranky, it's that our brains are too tired to be gentle. That night, I wrote one more line. Maybe my body isn't betraying me. Maybe it's just crying for help. March 17th. I went back to the clinic today. The doctor said, very softly, "Margaret, we don't need to change your whole life. We just need to change a few small habits to give your body a chance to heal." She wrote down 3 simple things for me. Get 10 minutes of bright morning light every day, limit caffeine after noon, practice 5 minutes of relaxation before bed. Then she smiled. The rest is just letting your body lead the way. I left that office feeling like someone had just handed me a key. All I had to do was turn it. March 18th. I tried walking slowly around the garden. Just 10 minutes. I wasn't trying to exercise. I was just letting the sunlight touch my face. Something inside me felt lighter. Not a lot, but like opening a window that's been stuck closed for a long time. March 19th, I swapped my afternoon coffee for a chamomile tea. I thought it would be hard, but it turns out my body was more grateful than I knew. I didn't have that wired feeling at night, and for the first time in weeks, I didn't snap at anyone over little things. March 20th. Tonight, I tried the breathing exercise the doctor taught me. She said, breathe in and count 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It felt silly at first, but then my body slowly started to soften, like a tight knot coming undone. I didn't fall asleep right away, but I slept for 4 solid hours, a miracle for me. I wrote in my journal, 4 hours, better than gold. March 22nd. I turned off the TV an hour earlier, switched on the small, warm lamp, read a few pages from one of my husband's old books. I didn't just sleep better, I felt gentler with myself, with my granddaughter, and with life. March 25th, I looked in the mirror this morning and I saw something I thought I'd never see again. My eyes, they looked alive. Not a lot, but enough for me to know my body was coming back to life. I wrote very slowly. It turns out I don't need to become a new Margaret. I just needed to let the old Margaret rest.
March 30th. This morning, something happened. I woke up at 6 a.m., but not because I was tired or in pain, not because my body jolted me awake, but because the morning light was touching the curtains. And for the first time in so long, I realized I had slept through the night. I sat up. No grumpiness, no heaviness, no feeling like I was carrying the world on my shoulders. Just light. A lightness I can't even describe. I walked into the kitchen. My granddaughter was already at the table, watching me carefully, probably remembering the last time I snapped. I went over, put my hand on her shoulder, and said, "I am so sorry about that other day. Grandma was just so tired, and I didn't know I was tired." She looked up at me and then just hugged me. So tight. A hug I was so afraid I had lost for good. As I made my tea, I looked at my hands, still wrinkled, still the hands of a 67-year-old woman, but today they felt a little stronger. I opened my journal and wrote, "Maybe old age doesn't arrive as fast as I thought. Maybe it just wears the costume of exhaustion. I'm not younger. I'm not 40 again, but I am myself again. And that is enough. Enough to know my body never betrayed me. It was just waiting for me to listen."
And if you, the woman listening to this right now, if you have ever felt like I did, tired, forgetful, irritable, and just thinking you're getting old too fast, I want you to know this. You are not alone, and it's very possible your body is just tired. It is not failing you. If this story touched you, please share it with another woman who needs this gentle reminder that our bodies are worth listening to. And every week, come back to Elderly Wisdom Cares, where diaries like this one become a bridge to healing between all of us. Your body is speaking. It's time to listen.